Hello. First and foremost, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. For those who have been following my eviction story, I definitely have an update for y'all. Subscribe. But we're going to get straight into this video. This man lives in a dumpster for free. Yes, rent free. Matter of fact, let's get into it.
Rents in London are among the highest in Europe. Having a roof over your head, no matter how small, is priceless.
Hi, I'm Harrison. I'm a designer living in a skip house. Please come in.
Is it even possible to live in a dumpster on 2.5 square meters without a bathroom or even a toilet? Could you live like that? It seems Harrison Marshall can. But why does he want to?
The idea came a few years ago when I was working abroad for a few months, coming back to London, needed to find a new place to live, and as was the case with thousands of people, found that the rent was crazy.
Harrison's solution was to move into a dumpster in the middle of London, which he did in January 2022. The lot was provided by an art and architecture foundation. Of course, there are several limitations. To take showers, for instance, Harrison goes to a local gym.
The water comes from my very kind neighbour just over the wall there. So we just run a hose that jumps over and then hooks up to this tap outside. Just a very small container, so I usually have to fill that up probably once a day, which is not too bad.
The extension on top of the dumpster is a wooden construction with space for Harrison's bed. The plywood interior paneling makes it surprisingly livable, even cozy.
I find it quite comfortable to sleep here. I think the curved roof makes it feel less coffin-like. Even though there's a small space, there's not like a box feeling, I think, just because of the shape. It also means I never bang my head.
Harrison does feel a bit hard-pressed when he has to go to the toilet. It offers all the privacy of a funfair porta potty.
Obviously, one of the big cons is our toilet is outside. It's not the most luxurious toilet either, but it does the job.
On the flip side, Harrison lives in the center of London, rent-free. He only pays for water and power.
Wow. He only pays for water and power, y'all. And remember, in the video, he said he get most of his water from his neighbor. So his neighbor's probably not even charging him a lot. His neighbor is probably, what you think? His neighbor's probably only charging him like $50 a month for water. So his bills is less than $100 per month, y'all. Would y'all live like this? If you would live like this, leave a comment. Leave one, because I'm gonna be honest, I think I would live like this for free. Hell yeah.
Designer bought the dumpster for the equivalent of 1,000 euros and then invested another 5,000 into converting it. Originally, Harrison had intended to live in the dumpster for no more than a year. That turned into 2, and then into indefinitely.
My background is architecture, design and construction, so I felt like there must be some kind of loophole or some kind of thing that I could do to create somewhere comfortable. And as well as that, use the project as a vehicle to make a commentary on this issue that is affecting so many millions of people.
But London isn't the only expensive city. From 2010 to 2022, rents across the European Union rose by nearly 20%, making housing unaffordable for many in big cities. In Paris, the rent per square meter averages around 30 euros. In Amsterdam, it's about 26 euros. But an average of some 34 euros per square meter makes London the most expensive metropolis in Europe. A state of affairs that Harrison was not prepared to take lying down.
Things become normalised very quickly, so when rent used to be £600, it would be a lot and people would complain for a room. Then it's £700, then it's £800, then it's £900, and at every increment it becomes normal and just has to be accepted. And at what point do you push back, and at what point do you create some kind of stand?
Even if Harrison lives in a minimum of...
Y'all heard that? At So since COVID, his rent increased $700. Listen, y'all, at what point do we take a stand and we say, fuck this? Because at the end of the day, God made this earth for us to live on for free. And honestly, all of us are just slaves to the reptilians, but y'all not ready for that. If you know about the reptilians, let me know. Leave a comment. So at the end of the day, we need to break free from slavery. This guy has set himself free. Now it's time we all set ourselves free, y'all.
He's still got room for company, and even for dinner with them. So, does living in a limited space mean a limited life overall?
You see the signs on the fence like
In some ways, it's less restrictive because I'm not having to pay a massive rent lump sum every month. The wage that I do get, even though it's not large, it's allowed me to do more with that money, or travel more with it, meet up with friends, hang out.
Exactly. And wouldn't you want a life of travel, a life more of leisure? Not necessarily leisure, because I'm sure you would still work, you know what I'm saying? But you won't be so stressed trying to figure out how you're gonna pay rent the next month. Don't you want to live like that? Now, like I said, for those who've been following my eviction story, I've definitely got an update for y'all. Please subscribe.
Because if I was having to spend 60% of my income on my rent, suddenly none of that is possible.
Could you imagine living like this?
Hell yeah.
And do you have ideas of your own for dealing with the horrendous rents in Europe and other parts of the world?
Listen, I make these videos so we could start thinking outside the box, y'all. It's time we fight back for real. I'm not talking about with fists. I'm talking about listen, y'all, seriously, because these rents are only going to get higher and higher and higher. And this world is free. It's free, y'all. So start thinking of other alternative ways to live, because that's how God intended it. I promise. So I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. Please subscribe. It will mean the world to me, because I'm on a journey to 1,000 subscribers before the new year. And we got a long way to go. But if you could just hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate. And I'm going to keep bringing videos on how people are escaping the matrix and how people are living for free. And maybe that will spawn an idea in your mind, or maybe you'll find a way to cut a few of your bills, even if it's not rent, because this whole journey is about how I'm about to live for free, starting with rent. So I'm done here. Stay tuned and have a blessed day. Toodaloo.